So for the folks who don't know, yeah, you should know who these folks are, right? So, man, usually you guys introduce yourselves on your podcast, and for just right off the bat, that's my favorite thing to listen to. I don't listen to very many other people, but I listen to your guys' podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and every time I cut my hair, it's like my routine: cut my hair, listen to the podcast. So yeah, want to introduce yourselves? I'm sure that you can do it better than I can.
Well, our tradition is to introduce each other so that our egos don't get too inflated. So,
yeah,
just mildly inflated.
So Dennis Berger is, I met Dennis. I actually rescued Dennis from obscurity because I was working for Dolby and he was working for like DVD Angle or something. And and we met about 2020. 2000, 2020. And as soon as I got back into the publishing business, I immediately called Dennis and said, dude, you got to like write for me. And it became a lot bigger of a deal. He was just writing them. Anyway, so it became a bigger deal and he kind of took off from there. But so Dennis has written for, besides DVD Angle, obviously, Soundstage currently writes for, Wirecutter, Home Theater Review, Residential Systems, Cinelux, and probably some others I'm forgetting about. But Dennis is remarkable because he is not only an expert on audio and video, but also a home automation guy. And he's like certified for programming, like some of those home automation stuff.
I'm Tech 2 certified for Control 4. Yeah.
Okay. So he's like, he's really deep on all that Cedia stuff, which I think I was back when they first invented Cedia. When it wasn't hard to be deep on Cedia stuff. But there were like five people there.
Hold on. When was that? Are we talking 20 years ago, 100 years ago? What's
about 30 years ago. I was at the very first Cedia Expo, which was in Dallas, probably about 1992 or something like that. And it was real small back then, but it was cool. That's where I met Floyd Toole.
Cool. Yeah. I'm sure that name will come up a few times today.
Possibly. Yeah. He's done well. He's earned some acclaim. Anyway, so that's who Dennis is. I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Well, you talked about how you became aware of me. I should talk about how I became aware of you, because I was a big fan before we met and before we became friends. I guess go way back. I should say I am on the autism spectrum, and I have a lot of difficulties being in public. And so I love movies, but going to the movie theater is a nightmare for me. So when I heard about this home theater concept, I was like, I need some of that. And went and bought Home Theater Magazine, and there's this Brent Butterworth guy, and he's writing articles about Shack T-stones and burying subwoofers. And it's, I bought all of the other publications, but his name always stood out to me because it was always fun and always entertaining. But more importantly than anything else, I think the quality that I latched on to with Brent's writing is that I think most of the people in our field want you to constantly come to them for advice. And the quality that impressed me about Brent was he was trying to say, let me teach you these things so you don't need me, right? Let me help you understand this, and you don't have to constantly keep coming to me for answers. If I can help you understand speakers and sound, you don't need me anymore. But I didn't need him, but I wanted him because he entertained the hell out of me. So yeah, after Home Theater Review, after Home Theater Magazine, you did what? You did E-Town, then you did Dolby, then we did Rob Report Home Entertainment and Design, which became Rob Report Home Entertainment, which became Home Entertainment. You did Sound and Vision. You wrote some for Home Theater Review, Audiophile Review. You're at Wirecutter, so Audio Express. You're all over the place, man. It's easier just to say industry legend.
Yeah, probably easier to say what he hasn't written for.
Yeah,
the cigar one. The cigar.
He hasn't written for any video magazines.
That is not true.
I was the senior editor of Video Magazine.
I'm wrong. So
back
totally
in
wrong.
back in the NTSC days, I was one of the primary guys covering like the whole Grand Alliance. You know, when HCTV was started, I went to all those press events. Now, I have gotten Sound and Vision hired me after I went freelance in 2008 to review projectors. Al Griffin was the senior editor at Sound and Vision back then, and I did it until I didn't like doing it, but I did it for Al, and I did it until Jeff Morrison became available as a freelancer, and I immediately emailed Al and said, "Get this guy; he knows what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm doing." And I haven't touched a video product since then. So, and I intend to die before I ever touch another video product, except just as a TV to like turn it on and watch whatever I'm watching.
Oh man, it's just awesome to hear you guys talking. You know, it's like just like I'm listening to the podcast.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let's just let them talk.
Except we can't edit ourselves here.
Oh, true.
We have to be careful.
You guys edit yourself? What do you mean?
Heavily.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Yeah.
In y'all's last one, I can't remember which one of you said that you were going to have to go edit y'all's podcast after you were talking with Doug, and I thought, well, what did you edit? So kudos, number one, on the smooth editing, because I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell anything was edited either. So
yeah, I think the latest episode I edited, the one that's going live on our Patreon this weekend and is going live for everybody else to Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I think I ended up editing about 42 minutes out of that all told.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of time. What were you guys talking about? You guys laughing?
We're not
I want to know what's on the cutting room floor of the edit bay.
I'll be a patron if I get to hear what was cut.
You hear a lot of what was cut.
That's what
is that it?
Hear like a lot of you get like 30 minutes extra or something. Or
is that the unleashed portion of the podcast?
No, the whole thing is unleashed. The whole thing's unleashed. It's all unleashed.
Okay.
Oh, see, for us, we just have to deal with the repercussions of whatever Chana says.
Yeah,
that's true.
It is what it is.
Pretty much. True. Yeah,
I'm just like, I just point the finger. That's that guy.
It's that guy.
That's the one. Yeah. It's an awesome podcast. I have a link here, audiounleashed.podbean.com, and also you can also go on YouTube. youtube.com/@audiounleashed, and you can listen there. To me, like using a podcasting service just makes more sense because you get an update, it lets you know there's a new one. So it's better about that than YouTube.
Yeah, I think most of the reason that we put it on YouTube is just because YouTube actually, you can organize it now to where it is a podcast, and we'll push it as a podcast to people who use YouTube Music. Right?
That is true. That is true. When you put it into a playlist, it becomes a podcast. And another thing I noticed is YouTube is good about at least giving a platform for comments. So I can ask a question, get some follow-up answers, hopefully. I don't know. Make sure to check out our audio-only version of the podcast at anchor.fm/Daily HiFi, or just go to your favorite podcasting service and search for Daily HiFi.